another episode of Rising Lights, the podcast that talks content creation. And although we keep saying we bring on rising stars within the space, we haven't had a guest yet in season 2. That's on me. But I'm your host, Intrepidus One, aka Trep. No one can ever say my name right. And joining me, as always, is my co-host, Enrage Kitsune, aka Kit, because nobody can ever say
my name right. I fucked.
And as I've said this week, we don't have a guest again. That's on me. I mentioned it earlier in my actual stream for today. I have been fucking busy as shit. Right? Because any time I'm not live, I'm trying to fucking make videos to go on YouTube because I'm trying to build up the YouTube presence. Because let's face it, we're gonna get into a bunch of Twitch shit today, but we got into a bunch 2 weeks ago on the podcast as well, and part of that, and I think what we're actually like mentioning today, it's actually made me think I need to build up YouTube a little bit more so that I could potentially be in a position to where I could transition over, because Twitch is basically killing itself. But we'll get into that in a little bit. Let me switch the screen here so you guys can see what we are. The song we came into today, I think it was the same as last week actually. Alone or Free, part of the plan. As you saw the guys there on screen. In fact, I'll make it full screen and better quality so you can actually see them. I think I'll have to play this bit, but I don't know. Anyway, part of the plan, awesome group of guys. The lead singer, as you saw on the screen here in the middle, Cody, was on the podcast, episode 4 of season 1, all the way back in like what, February of last year, the first weekend of February, somewhere around. Might have been the last week of January. He also goes by Rayfound CA. I'll do exclamation point Cody so you can see there. He is the lead singer of Part of the Plan. He's been on the podcast, as I said. Streams over on Rayfound CA. He has 2 Twitter accounts that you can go and follow. Personal / like singer account, which is Cody J, and his stream-based one, which is Rayfound CA. Want to go and follow him? Go show him some love. There's also a @ in there for @POTP_band on Twitter for the Part of the Plan band, so you can know what's going on with the group as a whole. And if you're here live in the chat, you want to go and check out more from them on Spotify, there is a link there in OTP command have in chat, which links to their entire discography on Spotify. Creators also have their permission use songs in streams or any sort of like YouTube content or whatever, because of the fact they like to see what people come up with. If you don't believe us, in the chat right now live, if you're watching this on like YouTube or listening on one of the podcast platforms, you can come into my chat at any point and do exclamation point POTP, and you'll see the link at the bottom. There is a link to a clip which was Wraith being on the podcast, where we asked him and the band's stance on content creators using their music, and like I said, basically turned around and said they love seeing what people come up with, so have at it. So with that out of the way, the usual introductions that we do with regards to the podcast, let's get into our first topic, which is the chat highlights. recently got a bit of a change. I would call it a bit of a buff. I noticed it today.
Yeah,
I had them all. I had them all
Yeah.
turned on to highlight, and when you came into
Yeah.
my chat earlier today, Kit, it was outlined in green. It said moderator. It's like.
Yeah.
Then I realized it's probably best for me to turn a couple of those off, like the.
Yeah.
I'll tell you which
I
ones.
would
tell you which ones I've got
personally
turned
have
on
the
now.
moderator
I've
ones
got-
turned off because the badge indicates that already.
I've got suspicious user, first time chat, mention, and VIP turned on. That's it. Because I figured moderators most of the time you guys are around. You, Pash, Karma at some point or another. Or I think Kirby is also a mod in my chat. I can't remember. Anyway, occasionally there's a few of the VIPs around. You know, Civic. I think Adams might be a VIP now as well. But then the main ones that are around, you, Fiend, Ronin, you're all subbed. So there's no point in me having the sub one turned on because it would just be everybody's message outlined.
Yeah.
I want mentions to be outlined because sometimes it glows red when I'm, browsing normal Twitter anyway. Even not Twitter. I think I've done the whole pop out chat, import it to my OBS, so it comes up red in my OBS as well. But I figured if it's coming up red and then it's outlined in white, I'm gonna actually know, look, somebody's actually talking to me, not just saying something along the lines of, "Yo, Trep did this" or whatever. And then obviously first time chats I want highlighted because I can say hello to people. And then suspicious user, obviously I want to see if somebody's potentially trying to evade a ban or whatever.
And that's the differences that they've made with the chat highlights features. We didn't have it really for ages, and then all of the third-party tools implemented it for mentions, where you say you had started getting the red highlight and stuff. That was, I think that was Better TTV and Frankers have that. But now it's just in Twitch natively, which is nice. Then they added the first time chat highlighting, which has now been brought in with the other chat highlights.
Here's the thing as well, Kit, right? When it comes to something we discussed 2 weeks ago, when it was about the hosting going away, this is the kind of thing I was on about. Is if hosting is taking up space on the platform that they could use for things that are more useful to us, fuck it. Buy hosting, I don't give a shit, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and they seem to have gone through a lot of changes and some new experiments this past couple of weeks. This week in particular, it seemed like they were waiting for the start of the new month to try and roll.
Apparently, returning chatter is coming soon as well.
Yeah, so that'll be someone who's not been in the chat for, I don't know what the thresholds have been.
Yeah, so this is when I was reading off what I've got turned on. This is what I was looking at. On my OBS for anybody that is watching live or on YouTube.
That part at the bottom that's highlighted in green with the letter C, for those of you who can see the screen, there's a shortcut.
Yeah.
And what that means is that you don't have to go through all of your management panels and your chat settings and everything to get to it.
So right now down the bottom next to
the cog.
Chat, my emote thing, which I think is actually better one. Yeah, it is. It opens up the panel for better emotes and Frank faces and that. Then I've got the chat setting cog, and then next to that I've got chat highlight settings. And once I click chat highlight settings, this is what comes up.
Yeah, and that's the same for me. It just slots in between chat settings and mod view.
Yeah. So I've got this.
It might be the way I've got my extension set up
here.
Yeah.
And then
it'll be the way I've got
symbol there.
It'll be the way I've got mine set up. I don't have that separate symbol. I just have the one. smiley face.
I've just
Might be because I've only got Frankers and I have the others on
I've
top.
got 7TV, Better TTV, and Frankface all set up on that one thing, so
Yeah.
that's why it just fuck it. I
Yeah.
just go, right, you do your thing. I will get used to whatever you're making me do. But yeah, so honestly, big, like, it doesn't seem big, but it is a big dub, right? With regards to making
Yeah,
it
it's one of
easier
those-
for us to spot certain things, and like,
Yeah, it's one of those little quality of life changes that will make a big difference once it's rolled out and people start using it.
like ideal example, if you turn everything off, but VIP, first time chatter, a suspicious user, right? Then obviously suspicious user trying to protect yourself. First time chatter, you want to make them feel special because their first time chatting in your chat. You want to make them like feel that connection with you and have, you know, a conversation or whatever. And then like let's say you keep your VIP one turned on because there's a reason you made them a VIP. They're important to you, right? So you want to keep in touch with them. The reason I won't, the reason personally I won't turn subscriber on because, like I said, my chat conversion to subscribers is pretty much everybody who chat in my chat is a sub. There's only like 3 people that come and hang out every once in a while that aren't. That's Mac, Lee, oh actually 4. Mac, Lee, Adam, and Civ. And then Civ has the VIP badge. So does Lee. I think I might have given one to Mac, I can't remember. And I might have given one to Adam as well. So my point is there's no point in me having it constantly just flooded with highlights. You want a few that you want it to actually highlight and not be just different colors because of the different people that are talking. Because you'll notice moderators are green, but VIPs are like a pink and purple. Like they correspond to the symbol that Twitch gives them. Obviously, it's a green sword.
And on that note, they've got the little sort of checkboxes there for default and minimized.
Yeah.
So the default is just sort of like we see in the first time chat when that first came out.
Yeah.
You've got like a banner at the top that says what it is, and then you've got the message. You can see
it like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can open this. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you, I was going to say, just go back down to the other one, like the management panel. So you can see both types. So you've got the full one that's like that, and then you've got one that's sort of like an inline little tag with the highlight around it, so it's sort of less in your face about it, but you've still got that border.
I have suspicious and first time on default, and everything else is on minimized.
Yeah.
Even the ones that obviously turn on.
I have suspicious first time and mention on default, and I have mod on minimized.
Yeah, see, because my mention it glows red anyway if you put Intrepidus or Trep. I'm obviously going to see it.
Yeah. So that's that feature.
Moving swiftly on to
more.
Another one.
The chat activity panel. This is pretty simple, really. When you look back at your VOD, I'm not sure exactly which page this is on. It's part of the stream summary. You'll be able to see like in sort of like chunks of like I don't know, 5 minutes, or depending on how long you've got, it could be like 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. You'll be able to see how many chat messages occurred.
It's probably a case of like. It's probably a case of if you're like live for 100 minutes, it's 5-minute segments. But if you're live for 200 minutes, it's 10-minute segments because of the like percentage of how long you were live, more than likely.
Yeah.
Probably how it works. But...
It probably works that way up to a point, and then it'll just like make the buttons smaller. But no, you can see like if something big happens and you get a lot of chat messages at once. You typically with raids and stuff, actually, you would get people coming in and saying hi, family emotes and stuff. You'll be able to see the graph of your.
But it would
chat
also be nice
messages
if you
over time.
want to keep a record of things like that. So like I on
Yeah.
my stream PC, I have like a screen grab, you know, a print screen or whatever, like, and then of my activity feed, the day that Pwnstar PWN and Chaps, the 2 days that they raided me, I think actually they might have raided me the same day. It was just like a couple of hours apart. I have those two like screen grabbed and put on my, like, put as pictures essentially in a folder, and the folder's literally just called like stream moments I'm happy about. So if there's ever a day where I'm like, can I really be off stream? Do I really want to do this? Blah blah blah. I just look at them and I go, look, at any moment someone could drop some love like that, and I could end up having, you know, a decent amount of people in the chat chatting away, and then they could end up coming back, hanging out with me, and then I can show that love to somebody else. And as my whole thing is rising tides raise all ship, that then makes me think, once I see that and feel all those things, think about that to myself, I then think, yo, it's basically my duty to fucking do this. You know what I mean? So that makes me sometimes go, fuck it, I'm gonna live anyway. And then I go live and do my shit.
Yeah.
So this would be great, because I could now, if this was a thing back then, I could go in, clip the clip, download it, put it with, you know, the screen grab. Go, look, this is what happened.
Yeah. And you're able to see exactly what it would be easier to grab, to just remove the marker. If you didn't already set a marker, you'd be able to just go, okay, well, that's where I've got a sudden influx of chat messages. They were all the raid messages from people coming in.
Yeah, exactly.
Skip to that bit. And I would have done the same thing on the day I got it fully. Well, not the day I got it, but the day I qualified.
Yeah.
But we didn't have these features. Other features we didn't have, probably don't necessarily need, because by this point everybody has one, is the shout out command.
Yeah.
This they've already sort of announced that they were doing, but it is now like live. You can use it.
Alright, so I'm gonna live. I'm actually gonna fuck it. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to do it on stream to where people can actually see.
Yeah.
Let me pause this so you don't get.
I mean, I was about to say I could do one from here. We just. Well, you do it yourself.
No, because I'm gonna do you.
Oh, okay.
Right, because I want to see actually what happens.
Oh, what comes up? Okay.
Right. I spelled your name wrong.
Did you?
I think.
How did you manage that?
I have no idea. I'm missing the T. That's what.
You're missing the T there. Right.
Wow. So.
I mean, if you click on that,
just type. Do me a favor. Type in chat. Just type in chat a minute. I want to prove a point. Right. So you guys can see Kit's name.
That's not what they said was going to happen.
It's hard to miss Kit's name for a start. So.
Yeah.
For those of you that are watching live or watching on YouTube, right? Picture this. Kit has just raided me, right? Are you going to want to click his name and it take you to his channel like that? Are you going to want to click his name and click? Obviously, it's not going to come up for me because I already follow him, but follow.
Yeah.
Done.
Well, I mean, you've got that. Yeah.
Or are you going to want me or Kit as a mod to do SO at enraged, take the out, boom, and then you can see here his link, which you can click for yourself, and what he was last playing.
Yeah, although it's wrong because I wasn't playing that, but I did switch it because obviously I'm hosting the stream.
Yeah.
So I make sure that all the details underneath the match.
But the point I'm trying to make is which one looks better, more advertising to the viewer. For me, it's where Nightbot comes in and goes, go and check out this. Because not only that, this is customizable. I could change that tomorrow and change it to go and check out this awesome dickhead. And then the name of the streamer at, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then I can have SSO, like a special shout out command. So it only shouts out to, like, I only use that for certain people. And that could be the one that says, go and check out this awesome dickhead. And it would be like you, DJ, Tiv, who, like, a couple of people who I know won't take offense to me calling them a dickhead because they'll know it's a joke. Right?
Yeah.
But then I can have the normal SSO that's like for everybody. My point is, though, that's customizable. That is like more personal coming from me as a streamer towards you who's raiding my channel than shout out was given to Enraged Kitsune.
Yeah. And when they first announced this feature, they said that it was going to be, it would bring up, you know, the card. So, you know, when you click on my username on my chat messages,
yeah,
it comes up with my viewer card. And it's got like my name and stuff. It would come up with a similar card that would have like my name and it would have like the follow button and stuff. Maybe it wouldn't list all the badges because that's not particularly important. But
yeah, that's a bit ridiculous.
like that. That's on the image there. Like that video there. It should come up like that, not just shout out was given to. So that's a bit misleading, that tweet. Because the command doesn't actually do that. It's probably supposed to do that. But it's just not fully implemented or something. Yeah.
Yeah, either that or there's some sort of secret fucking setting I've got to go and find in my set. Which, in that case, put out a fucking blog post attached to this tweet that we can click and go, alright, let me go and find that.
Yeah, here's how you configure it.
Yeah.
Not
like they do with every fucking thing else. They did that with auto ads. They did that with auto ads when auto ads was announced. Oh, here's a blog post here how to configure it. Motherfucker, that.
Yeah, but
we don't give a shit about.
But that could make them money, and they're of course going to do everything they can to make.
And this is the point I was making earlier when I'm like, I'm trying to build up YouTube because there could become a time where I'm potentially fucking moving because they're actually pissing me off with some of the shit that they're doing.
Oh, you'll love this next one then.
Yeah.
Yet another money-making scheme.
Yeah. I've already heard about this.
Elevated chat. I accidentally stumbled on this before, so
I've already heard about this, and all I'm going to say is, hello, YouTube Super Chats. Calling YouTube Super Chats. Calling,
just
copying YouTube Super Chats. Twitch.
It is exactly that.
You are the top of live
streaming. I saw it, right.
That you just need to make discoverability better for your streamers, and instead you're looking at another platform and saying, all right, how do they make money to where we can make money?
Right. It's a bit of a rip-off as well if you compare it to Super Chats because you get nowhere near as much time per dollar.
I don't know. I think creators receipt. Talk about spit in a face. Oh no.
70-30, yeah. Of all things, everyone gets 70-30 of this, right? That nobody's going to use. I went to look and see if I even could use it before, right?
Wait. Streamer eligibility. If your channel is selected to participate, well, guess what? I'm guessing mine isn't.
No, yours isn't. It's still an experiment, though. So it will roll out to other people, but I was in a channel that does have this on before, and I clicked on that little button, like I typed in, like I was saying hi or something. I clicked on that little button, and instead of coming up and having like the $5, $10, $25 stuff,
here's the thing.
It came up and said ineligible for all offers.
So here's the thing. What's the duration thing?
That's how long the message is pinned.
Okay. So what? It's just pinned
So
at
for
the top,
$5,
pinned at the
yeah.
top.
So
Yeah.
your message gets your message gets a highlight. It comes from the activity feed and it's sort of pinned to the top, yeah.
All right.
With a little line underneath it saying how long it's still got there. And it says it does it one at a time, and there's a queue for them. When the queue gets so long, it just won't let you do another one until the queue.
Right. Okay. So probably text to speech, right?
Yeah, basically.
Right.
I mean, you could even trigger
Okay.
it with text to speech.
So here we
if
go.
if they do roll this out,
1 minute, Kit. Right.
and they have it in the API, trigger text to speech.
You said 70-30 of this, which nobody's going to use, right? I'm going to back up what you just said as to why people won't use it, right? 70-30, you know, after taxes and fees. So even then, if somebody spends $100, you're probably going to get about 80 ish, right?
Yeah, which is then.
Here's the counter argument, right? You can either just straight up donate to the streamer, and if they've got text to speech added to that, obviously your donation will come through on that as text to speech. Alternatively, oh, I can't share in my own fucking channel. But anyway, cheers, right? I mean, in fact, you know what? Mute site. We'll go back. We will go to Adam, right? I can cheer. Yeah? Get bit. So what?
What is the split on bits? Is it 50-50 on bits?
I thought it was 100%.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, we don't get 100% of bits.
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah.
Why would they bother offering
because
that?
at the time of purchase, like $100, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's say, what's the closest one actually? 50, 25. There isn't a fucking closest one. Of course there is.
No. Why would there be?
Right, let's say 120.
They're not going to make it easy to compare.
Let's say 10,000, right? 10,000, 122. A little bit more expensive, but at that 100,000, that 10,000, yeah.
Oh, you could get so many TTSs with that.
So yeah, 100%. You can get so many, but 100
even on the
bits,
channel, it's got them like
100 bits is £1. The 36p you are paying to Twitch. You give me 100 bits, you're giving me £1.
Right.
Yeah. The 500 bits, you pay £5. You give me that £5. The £1.81 is like a processing thing to Twitch. You give that to Twitch. Yeah. So you see where I'm going with this, don't you?
So it's
if you actually want to support the streamer,
bits.
You want to get bits. Fuck subs. Just fuck this 70-30 fucking thing. Go for bits. I'm almost certain we get 100% of the value of bits. 500, we get £5 or $5.
So on the 100 bits,
I get a dollar.
Yeah. So if we say that 36p is what Twitch gets, and we get pound because they are localized and stuff.
Yeah.
That's 73% on bits for purchases of 100. If that full 100 goes to our channel.
Yeah.
So that's already slightly more than the split for this anyway.
There you go. Case in point. I just dropped a knowledge bomb on Twitch about their own fucking website.
Yeah. Like I don't see why they do this, especially
we'll move on. Do me a favor and see if you can find any sort of look it up. See if you can find anything that says that we don't get one. The 100 bits is $1. Like, see if you can find a revenue split for it or whatever. And we'll move on to follower queue, which is a experiment as well. Right, what's this? Remind
This
your viewers
is
follow.
yeah. So this isn't something that shows up for viewers. This is for the streamers. So they see this. It's basically reminding them. What it does is it looks at your chat, the people who are in chat, the people who are watching the channel, and if the percentage of people in your channel that aren't already following is past a certain threshold, it'll start giving you reminders to prompt for follows.
This is going to be a first on the podcast, but why? We don't need this shit, Twitch. We don't need it.
This isn't for you. I mean, I see why they're doing it because maybe some people just don't queue. But then if
you don't queue,
this
like,
is something
I'm
we
a
just
bit,
do
right, so
anyway.
I was
This
gonna
is
say,
on
this
us.
Is something we
Twitch,
just
you
do
don't
anyway
need.
as streamers, yeah. And if you don't do it, you're probably just, you know, streaming for the fun of it, which most people do anyway. But my point being, you have no thoughts in your head of, oh, maybe in 10 years I could be, you know, a 30 viewer Andy instead of a 3 viewer Andy. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you aren't saying, oh, guys, remember to like follow the stream if you're enjoying the content, or if you get raided, oh, thank you for all the follows. If you enjoy what you see here and you aren't following, you know, do remember that following makes it easier for you to come back. Boom. Like, if you're not saying shit like that, any given moment where you see somebody new, right, then you're not really in it to take it seriously anyway, right? So this kind of thing,
anyone who
this
is
kind of thing, if there's a
seriously,
setting, is there a setting in your fucking, yeah, it's in activity feed settings and shit, right? You'll probably just turn this off. Because I know for a damn fact I will.
Or set the percentage to as high as possible so that it doesn't trigger unless there's like 90% of the chat aren't following.
And to be fair, like, if somebody new comes into my chat and it comes up first time chatter, the first thing I say to them is, firstly, like, welcome in. And then I acknowledge whatever they've said. So if they ask me a question, obviously I'll answer it. Like, I had somebody, when I was playing Modern Warfare last weekend, I had somebody ask me a question about the game, and I acknowledged it and, you know, answered the question best of my ability from what I'd learned during the beta. But I didn't turn around and go, oh, I noticed you're a first time chatter. Please follow the stream. No, it's not what you want people to follow because they're enjoying their time here and and the content that you are putting out, not because you want your numbers to rise. Obviously, every streamer wants the numbers to rise, but at the end of the day, you can't force this shit. Yeah, and I think that's part of. This is the thing. I think that's part of my problem with all of the monetization shit that we've just covered, as well as other shit that Twitch has been coming out with recently in the past, like, 6 months to a year. Is it's all for. It's not for us as streamers to help grow our communities. It's for them to line their fucking pocket. It's almost like Amazon's higher ups, like the executives, have turned around to the Twitch, like, higher ups, but obviously lower than them. Amazon owns Twitch, and gone, right, implement as much money making shit as possible. We need to line our pockets as much as possible before this ship sinks, because it's gonna sink anyway. And it just feels shit. And that's part of why, like I said earlier, I want to build up my YouTube side, because potentially I'm going to move my shit over there. And most people are.
Yeah. And I feel like this is a thing that, again, is drawn from YouTube, not necessarily from their streams, but from their VOD side of things. In that a lot of videos will have either at the start or partway through or at the end, most commonly, they'll have a call to action, you know, subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff. And they're like, we need people doing that. How can we make people do that? We need to remind them.
It doesn't work as much in live content. an end of content type thing, right?
Yeah.
So I will say,
Because by the time someone's watched all the way through the video, they're clearly like interested in your content or what you were doing there. So like,
or an
okay,
aspect of it.
hey,
Like
do
there's
this.
gonna be
Yeah.
there's gonna be people that might go onto my YouTube channel of my like 70 subs. There's gonna be people that are only subs for the podcast, so they won't watch the Apex stuff, but they'll subscribe because of the podcast. It's easier for them to get back here, right? But at the same time, there might be somebody who watches the podcast for the first time, enjoys it, and then subs for that, and then never tunes into the Apex stuff, or vice versa. They watch the Apex stuff for the first time, enjoy it, go and subscribe, go and watch all the rest of the Apex stuff and all older content that I've got on there, but aren't interested in us talking about like Twitch stuff that we got. Like, I mean, they're not interested in podcasts, so they don't check it out. That's fine.
Yeah.
But that kind of thing of if you like the content you see, you know, subscribe, works over there. It doesn't work here. The only time it really works here is if you're like doing some sort of giveaway and it's like, remember, you've got to be following to win the giveaway, like kind of thing. You know what I mean? Or like I said, somebody rages you and says, "Oh, I appreciate all the follows." Blah blah blah. You're reading out names, you know, and then you go, "Remember, guys, if you do enjoy the content, a follow very much does help me out, but you don't have to."
And what I was thinking with this is the way that I'd implement it is, I don't have them recorded or anything yet, but I've said them plenty of times. In the while I'm like away or do a break or whatever, I'll have like little short like snippets of recorded content playing, to just sort of remind people of like, you know, what the channel's about or if there's any upcoming events or something.
Yeah, it's like
this could be one of them.
It's like recently.
But again, that's a suitable situation to make the call to action.
Yeah, it's like recently I reached out to Kirby, who obviously did my channel trailer. And obviously I've shown it on the podcast when I first uploaded it to my channel. So I can't even remember what fucking episode it was, but I did that, to be honest. That is one of the first ones back.
Yeah. Probably about 8 or 9 episodes ago.
Yeah, it was probably something like that. But anyway, the point is, I reached out to him and just said, "Look, bro, I want something for my channel that, as the like auto ads at the beginning of my stream are playing, I can click this like source and it will play this video, and it's like an intro into the content, and then I can come in and go, yo, let's get on, like, let's go, like,
yeah,
you know, something that sort of like preludes into the actual content that just kind of shows people what to expect in the stream, essentially. Like, obviously, it's going to be highlight moments, like channel intro, kind of like a little montage thing, but at the same time, it's going to be a countdown, essentially, from, you know, 10 to, I don't know, fucking 5 of these moments, and then you're just gonna get like boom, 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 like hype essentially building until eventually I click the button to unmute my mic, click the live scene, and you see what game's on my fucking screen, and like most of the time, obviously it's Apex, like, and it's just me going, yo, let's fucking go, we're gonna play, blah blah blah, like whatever it is, you know, I'm gonna say to begin the stream. You know what I mean? And he was like, yo, that sounds sick. Yeah, we'll get on it. Boom. I'll let you know when I'm done it. Like, I know he's a busy dude, like outside of streaming and stuff, outside of content stuff. So he can do what he's got to do. If I had the fucking money, better believe I'd be hiring the dude as a fucking editor. So do with that information as you will, Kirby. But he's gonna do that, and it's gonna be something cool for me to have at the beginning of the stream. That is where I could come in and Like, if I had that as like a raid thing as well, when somebody raids me, then I can turn around and go at the end of it, and remember, if you like what you see, to hit the follow button. But this kind of shit, bro, actually infuriates me so much. Twitch is doing so much shit to us that we don't need, and then we ask for things like 70-30 split. They give it to us on shit that we ain't gonna get used, and then change the fucking.
I'm glad you keep bringing that up, because boy, do we have a juicy one later.
Yeah.
I do.
And then you've got places like YouTube where 70-30 is the basic for everybody. Like, come on.
There will be a lot more people jumping to YouTube. But for now, I just want to move on to the topic of the YouTubes.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce them. But there's collectible figures based on emotes.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
They're like little Funko Pop things, but based on the Twitch emotes. There's Kappa, Cool Story Bob, and Hey Guys.
Can I? Someone kill me now.
Here's the thing, though, right? It might not apply so.
I'm sorry, no, but
it might not apply so much to yours
bollocks.
or mine. But would you consider something like this for your own emotes?
No. It's fucking weird.
But if you've got
not
someone
only that,
like
you call it U2s, so it's very close to YouTube.
Yeah.
Twitch. I wonder
why. I wonder they probably started the company that brand the U2s was probably started by having figures of YouTubers, or people would send in pictures of themselves and then have a U2 in the box. They just
still, you can change the fucking branding.
Twitch for these.
Twitch toys or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be misconstrued, but hey ho.
Well, with what goes on the platform, it probably would be misconstrued.
Yeah, that's my point. You can imagine fucking Amaranth starting up a stream in a hot tub. Hey guys, I got a new Twitch toy.
Okay.
Moving swiftly
anyway,
on, because this is fucking
their
stupid.
thing. Next thing, Korea. Always joy when things turn to Korea.
Twitch
This one in particular, though,
Korean
is
government
weird.
bill by limited stream quality to 720. Guess what, Korea? Twitch's own fucking API can't handle 1080p anyway. You ain't missing out on shit. You're missing out on 936. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't even do that. I do 900. No, well, some people can, and that is like the partners and stuff. But here's the thing, right? A lot of people who aren't partner are already sort of hit by that limitation and will do 900 or 936, I should say. But here's where it gets really spicy.
I know partners who stick at 936 because it's better quality being at fucking 8,000 bitrate at 936 than it is at fucking on 1080p. It can't handle 1080p. It's just dog shit. It looks like
here's the take, though. Here's my take on it, right? Fair enough to Twitch, right? Because this bill would have them pay for congestion on customers' networks. Why would Twitch want to do that? They should have no say in the cost of customers' networks. They just have the content and serve it. That should be where they
have to pay the extra. I agree.
Yeah, so that should be where their liability ends. If the customer's ISPs and networks are overloaded, well, that's on them. They need to up their connectivity. And that's easy to say here because it can be done. But
that's like if you're not on an unlimited data plan for your mobile phone, you go over, it's not the company that you're using that goes over, like watching Twitch. Twitch doesn't pay you going over. You pay for it. So, like, how does that make sense?
Yeah.
And
And then
I agree with that, but it's, at the same
the
time,
government's
like,
come out with their government's come out with this bill is because they've got so many connections going on, and they consume a lot of content in Korea. Because they've got a lot of gaming going on, they've had like a massive rise in online entertainment over the recent years.
imagine
Well, not
that
even that
everything,
recent, actually, the past few
imagine
years.
that everything is capped at 720.
Yeah. Well, that's the
Like,
thing, is that
gamers
Netflix
that are
and the
gonna
like are
come
doing
out are
similar
gonna-
things. So but before you know it, with this bill, before you know it, anything you watch in Korea is going to be capped at 720 or lower. The interesting spin on this, though, is the way that it's phrased in the article. And I did have a note on the doc regarding this. So it's phrased. Yeah. So it says that it will limit to 720p in Korea where transcode is available. Now there are quite a few smaller content creators. I'll say smaller in the sense of like concurrent viewership, kind of smaller.
Yeah.
Where you go live and there's no guarantee that you're going to get transcode.
Exactly. The only reason I'm basically guaranteed it is because of the time of the day that I go live.
Here's why that's interesting. If I go live at 900p,
Yeah.
and I don't get transcode,
yeah,
someone in Korea can watch me at 900p.
Right.
Because there isn't a 720p or lower video for that stream.
Right.
So they have to consume it raw. Right?
So it doesn't actually just
So-
like generally downcode it and send it to Korea.
No,
That's kind of stupid. But
because there is no transcode for that stream, so they don't have a 720p version. So you would have someone who isn't big enough to constantly get transcode will be able to be viewed in Korea at a higher quality than the bigger people.
oh my god. So if you're if you're like a new streamer or an affiliate and you go live late in the Korean day and you're Korean
will-
and
no,
you
no,
speak
no.
in Korean
Oh
And
yeah.
and you
So
don't-
if your target market was Korea, yeah,
yeah
you could play on
and
that.
you have the facilities to stream at 1080p and you're like live later in the day, your stream as an affiliate or like a brand new streamer is gonna look better than a Korean partner.
Yeah. Purely because they have transcode available, so it will limit it to 720
I'm not even gonna
on
give
the
Twitch a
transcoded
pass.
options.
This is that's a fuck up. That is a
Yeah.
100% a fuck up on Twitch's.
But that's the thing, is it's a technical limitation, is because Twitch can't serve a 720p version if they don't have a 720p version. So Twitch can't do
surely
anything
then-
about that.
Surely then though the solution would be keep transcoding as it is, but then offer everybody who so let's say you're you go live at a time where you never get transcoded, then it will always be like your whatever you are streaming at.
Yep.
And the 720 version.
Oh.
No, that's
Because
what I'm
to do
saying.
that-
Surely that's what.
Well, that's what I'm saying
Twitch
is,
should do,
if they had the
enable-
ability to do that, then they would just have transcode for everyone who streams anyway. They don't have the capacity to do that. They should. But that's what I'm saying, is the reason that we don't always get transcode is because they simply don't have the capacity to do that for every stream.
And yet, YouTube
And it's that
does, by the way.
It's that transcoding process.
That's
required to have.
does, by the way. YouTube does, by the way. Just a video platform, by the way, can give you transcoding up to 4K. On
You wouldn't
fucking
want to upscale anyway.
on YouTube, like, hello.
But for streams, though.
I don't know about streams, but My point
Because
is,
that's the thing
like,
is that like the
everybody,
thing is
everybody
that
gets
if you
transcoded
upload
on
something,
streams though. I don't think it's up to 4K. I think it's up to 1080. But at the same time,
yeah, the point of the transcoding there would be to
Yeah.
get the lower res version, so it takes less bandwidth.
but the point is, it gives you transcoded. Everybody gets transcoded. It doesn't matter, big or small. Everybody has transcoded.
For
Right.
streams on YouTube.
Yep.
Oh.
And then a video format, it will scale to 2K.
Video, I get. Video, I understand.
Yeah. Video,
is
I
because
understand
like
as well. 4K and 2K.
you
I'm fairly
well,
certain.
not even that.
I'm
just
fairly
transferred
certain
in
that,
general
this
on
is the
every
thing,
video.
I'm fairly certain you can
because you can
actually
upload.
stream at 4K on YouTube. I'm fairly certain. I'm almost 100% certain.
You would be pushing it because I don't know what their intake bandwidth limitation is. Ingest limitation is. So 4K would probably be pushing that. It would be possible. You could do maybe, I don't know, 4K 30.
I'm fairly certain I've heard of at least people who were monetized, so, you know, YouTube partners essentially, being able to stream at 4K.
Interesting.
I'd have to like go and watch
Tim
the Tapman or Courage or something to double check it. But which I could probably go and check right now on Courage's stream. He's probably live at this point. But the point is though, what I was saying was everybody big and small gets transcoded. So why YouTube can do it?
Everybody.
And I get it.
Well,
Twitch was the smaller of the two. Yeah, when it comes to the companies wise. YouTube was bought out by Google pretty fucking early. Right?
Yeah.
Amazon only in the last 5 years? Was it? Like, or 2 years ago? Acquired Twitch. It was fairly recent is my point, right? Obviously in the grand scheme of things, it's fairly recent, but
that's the
it
thing,
is
actually,
quite a while ago.
Transcode. YouTube would probably have the leeway now after being with Google so long.
Yeah.
Is that if they did need
this is
more
the other
capacity
no, but this is
for
the other
it,
thing as well,
they could
though.
just spin up another instance like that on Google.
So here's the other thing. Have we ever had somebody come out as the head of Twitch that is a recognizable face within the gaming scene?
I don't know if we have.
I don't believe we have. Guess who YouTube had up until last year or the year before? Oh yeah, that's right. Ryan Wyatt, aka Fwiz, who used to be part of Optic and technically is still part of Optic. He is now the CEO of one of the biggest Web3 companies in the world. He was the lead of YouTube gaming. So I wonder who knows a lot about the gaming scene. Oh, that's right, Gamer, who they had as their CEO.
Yeah, I suppose you got.
That's ideal example of Google and YouTube making smart moves to hiring the right people in the right position. Twitch has not done that. I will say it. Plain and simple. As much as Twitch is like the thing right now, the more and more it keeps pushing out these things that we don't need, and YouTube pushes out these things that we do need for YouTube to compete with Twitch, the more and more people will just move over to YouTube, and then Twitch will go, shit, where's everybody gone? And everybody will be like, well, we moved because you weren't giving us what we wanted. YouTube gives us what we wanted, and they upgraded their current systems to be in line with yours. So now, overall, it's a better platform. Because you think about it, is there any SEO, search engine optimization, for your VOD?
On Twitch? No.
Not as far as I know. Right?
There is a little.
You go into Google. You go into Google and search my name.
Oh well, yeah.
You'll find my YouTube video.
Yeah, you'll find your channel. Yeah, but that's because it's within the same product.
Yeah,
family.
but you could do the same on Yahoo.
Yeah, well,
search or Bing. Search my name. You'll find YouTube videos. There's perfect search engine optimization from YouTube over because of the fact that they are connected with Twitch, with Google. you essentially automatically get search engine optimization, right? Obviously, you have to add tags and shit into videos to make it easier for people to find on the platform. And if they are searching shit, because, you know, ideal example with the podcast a month ago, it got put in the wrong fucking platform. But that's not because I put like the wrong tags in. I put the same tags I always put in: podcast, Rising Lights, games, Twitch. Like, it's not really going to go into the wrong fucking category, really, is it?
No, it shouldn't do. Somehow it did.
Yeah. But my point is though, right? I can't search my name and instantly find my fucking Twitch channel. Hell, I search Intrepidus.
I could probably search mine and get the Twitch channel. That's just because I don't have a lot of stuff on YouTube anyway.
Well, this is the thing. The ideal example is like I search Intrepidus, which is a channel that used to exist, right, 6 months ago, and it's what I initially wanted to change my name to once I dropped the SG, because I was SG Intrepidus at first, right? Which is why my Xbox name got changed to I'm Intrepid. It was just going to be Intrepidus everywhere else. But then I couldn't, so I ended up having to have Intrepidus 1, which obviously is basically Fearless 1, so it worked. But, so I just wanted Intrepidus, and somebody had it, and I was like, screen grab, tweeted at it, oh, this account's been inactive for 3 months, like, can I get the name, blah, 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 no response. Then I
go to... Interesting.
Yeah, then I go to look it up, like 2 or 3 days ago, it doesn't exist anymore. So then I go, oh, maybe I can change my name to it now. Can't change my name. Like, what?
So if I Google search my username, including the space, I get my Twitter, my Twitch, my Facebook, then my YouTube, and then one of my web pages. If I search it without the space, I get my Twitch VOD page, my Twitter, my Facebook, one of my web pages, my 7TV, and then my OS profile. Oh, and then my best TTV emotes. Yeah. What I was going to say before, I was going to try and segue from way back when you said that like everyone should get transcode. I was gonna say that everyone should be able to log in. Doesn't matter what browser you're using, you should be able to log in. But for a while today, or yesterday, you couldn't. Yep.
Bot?
Yeah. So bots shouldn't be able to log in. Yeah, feel free, get rid of all the bots, that's fine. The problem they had is that in their attempt to get rid of a load of bots, they'd restricted browser access to only recent versions of Firefox, Chrome, and Edge, I think it was.
Yeah, I can see that.
So if you were using like Brave or Tor for whatever reason, not that that's technical, or like some of the Chrome variants.
Isn't Chromium technically separate as well?
So Chromium is... So Chrome and Edge run on the Chromium browser engine.
Yeah.
Some of the browsers use the Chromium browser engine. You can get like Chrome Embedded Framework, which uses that. I think OBS uses the Chromium engine for its...
well, people were having trouble logging in through OBS.
There might have been that then, because it wasn't like straight Chrome. So, however, it was trying to identify the ways the bots were logging in, and it's probably a really daft way to have done it. They probably used like the user agent of the browser. It's like a little bit of text that says like, this is the OS it's on, this is the information about the browser, like things it's compatible with. Basically saying, I support all of these things, so if you've got them, great. If you haven't, then, you know, we're going to have some issues. But in their attempts to stop all of the bots from being able to log in and do whatever they were being set up to do, in this case, the hate raids was the ones they were trying to stop. They prevented genuine users from being able to log in as well.
Apparently, Opera is now available.
Yeah.
for this.
So that, but again, that was yes, it's like most of the browsers now are available. I don't know of any that are specifically not
Oh,
available.
bro.
But the fact that they have to manually add the browsers in, like a whitelist kind of thing, is something that's either they're doing because all of their other attempts have failed, or
Well, the system's
something
so
that they
fucking
should have done
outdated.
yeah, or something that they should have done so long ago and still haven't done. In that by the time they implemented the bloody thing, they didn't have the browsers in the list. Yeah.
I'm trying to fucking unhighlight. There we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, it's fucking stupid in that. So so what you're saying is they should have had it implemented already, and so somebody was lazy and didn't implement it, and then the update went live to get rid of the box, and then genuine users couldn't log in.
So
Or
I
the system
think,
the system is so old that they have it set to where it's supposed to do it, and it doesn't do it automatically because it's that like outdated.
no. So I think what they've implemented as it stands currently with the whitelisting is something they should have already had a long time ago, but they didn't.
Right.
I think they've tried other ways to stop the bots and have resorted to this sort of like as this is the one we're going to try now. Let's see if this works, and it seems to have worked a bit. But the whitelist wasn't fully in place, so when they implemented this, it affected the users. And they just keep dropping. Twitch just keep dropping the ball with things, much like the next topic. Yeah. See, the title I've gone with in the doc is quite different to the title they've gone with here, but they're about similar. Once you read down the content, so title on the article is Twitch is betting against streaming superstars. And where was it? There we go. The short version of their complaints is that they already felt the 50-50 split that most streamers were offered was too low, and that the partners that were getting 70-30 was what everyone should have had.
Especially considering that competitors like YouTube
are offering everyone the 70-30 deal. So 70-30 does seem like it's supposed to be the industry standard for everyone on the platform, who you're paying. Twitch have decided, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to make it 50-50 across the board.
Right. I'm gonna quickly play devil's advocate, right? Because obviously I've been saying, look, all this shit about this is bullshit, Twitch is bullshit. Like I want to build up my YouTube presence and I'm moving to YouTube, right? That is a thing. Like I don't give a fuck at this point. They need to do a whole bunch of crap to make me want to stay, and they're just not doing it, right? One of which is give us the 70-30. But
they've looked at it.
Here, to play devil's advocate, right? I see where Twitch is coming from with the 50-50, right? We provide the content, they provide the platform, it's a 50-50 thing, boom, right? But at the same time, I like the YouTube thing and the like whoever else is like the industry standard as it is 70-30, right? Because that is them saying, look, you put a lot more effort into providing the content you provide than we do providing the platform, right? So you deserve more of the money, right?
Or
essentially, that's YouTube saying, if you weren't providing the content that we're paying you for, our platform would be there. So
yeah,
it's nice for us to just take a percentage of what you are making.
Yeah. So here's the thing: is that at this point, what they're saying is the effort that we've put into developing the platform and building it up to a point where people can come and watch you, and basically having the stuff available there for you to use, we've already spent all of our energy and money and stuff on that. All we need to recoup now is basically a little bit of profit margin and the cost of having the service there for you to use. The rest is yours. Have at it. Do what you will.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
My thing is though, the two different outlooks. You look at it how I just explained it, Twitch and YouTube, right? Twitch is looking at it as right, 50-50. We're both doing shit here. Like it's a transaction, it's a business, yeah, which it is obviously, but at the same time, it's like we're providing you something, you're providing us something. We can't do it. We can't be a platform without you. You can't have your content on the platform without our platform existing. That's a 50-50 thing. It works. Yeah, that's how we're gonna split things. Whereas YouTube looks at it as like you said, we've done everything. Our platform would be there anyway. Now you're putting content on there, and you get paid for it through all these different avenues. We're just gonna take the little bit that we need to keep the platform running for you, and like you put in more effort than we do with regards to like the platform is there regardless, right? But you put in the effort to make the content, make it entertaining, give viewers a reason to purchase shit, give the reason for viewers to watch the adverts and stuff. The money wouldn't be there without you, basically, right? That's the way that YouTube's looking and going. So we'll give you more of that, right? Obviously, yeah, our platform's there, so and you're using our platform, so we will take a little bit. But you are the star of the show, essentially, so you deserve to be paid more. You know what I mean? That's like a show having a $100,000 budget and paying the actors 50% and the fucking film crew 50%. It's not gonna happen, right? They're gonna pay the actors 70% and the film crew 30%. And obviously that's after all the costs to make sets and shit. But the point, the example still works. Yeah, you're not going to pay an actor the same as you're paying somebody filming them. The actor is putting themselves in the role. They're doing things to make the show a success. Yeah, that's the content creator in this point.
This example.
The film crew is the platform in this example. Yeah, you are going to give them less because they aren't really doing as like obviously in a TV show. Yes, they're running around filming shit. They're getting sounds like they are doing a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, they'd be there either way, doing it their job. Yeah. The actor is the one that you have to pay extra to actually be there, especially if it's somebody with a big name.
And here leads into the other thing, is the other part of that is also the publicity in that example. In that people, when they look to go and see what show do I want to watch or what film do I want to watch, they'll look at, okay, well, what actors do I like? What are they in?
And there's a bunch of actors who you will just see people follow. Yeah? There is a bunch of people...
That ties back to here, is that anyone who already has the following in terms of content creation, they're going to look and go, well, I like watching them. Where can I watch them?
Tim the Tatman, case in point. He had the following over here. He made YouTube videos. People watched his YouTube videos. He announced he's moving to YouTube. He still has the fucking same audience that he had on Twitch. Why? Because the people followed him. They didn't give a shit about Twitch. They followed him.
Yeah.
Now, if Twitch had turned around and gone, oh yeah, we're going to pay you 70-30. Obviously, he was getting 70-30. He's a big enough name at the time. But he would have known that this change that recently happened, where after a certain amount, they're getting 50-50 as well. He would have known that was coming before he signed his contract. You know that. And then obviously YouTube would have gone, well, we offer you 70-30 regardless. He would have gone, all right, I'm moving to YouTube. Boom. Signed the contract. And he signed it.
And I think they've kind of, what Twitch have done as well, is I think they've looked at it and gone, well, people are saying that these at the top end of the spectrum here, well, not even the top end of the spectrum, but
I'm not being funny. There's certain big
People don't like the
streamers.
discrepancy between everyone else and the partners, so we'll make them the same.
Yeah.
But instead of making them the same by bringing everyone up to 70-30, they brought the partners down to 50. Now, here's the thing, right? Let's say someone who's
Do you know what?
just about into partner territory, right?
Here's the thing, right, Kit, before you go on.
They're
I
gonna
think
suffer
the
most.
reason they brought them down is because they didn't expect the affiliates and stuff to like speak out and go, "No, this is bullshit. Why are they getting brought down to us? We should be brought up to them," right? Because they expected us as affiliates to just be like, "Oh well, they're getting treated as shitty as we are now. Like, let's go about our day." No, we're going to speak up, but we're going to stand up for each other. And when it comes down to it, if you think about like some sort of union forming, it's going to be between it's going to be streamers versus Twitch rather than, you know, partners versus affiliates, isn't it? Like, come on now. Why what in
there? If we're going to push for something, we'll push it for betterment of everyone, not select few.
I mean, there was partner streamers that were getting 70-30 that were saying everybody should get 70-30. So why the fuck would somebody who's affiliate, who's getting 50-50, be happy that this partner streamer, after 100k, is now getting 50-50? No. Fuck off.
And
keep them at 70-30 and bring me up to 70-30, you fucking dickhead.
And here's the thing, is that anyone who's on the lower end of the partner range, let's say they have 100 subs that renew every month. Let's say they have 80 and then they regularly get 20 gifts or whatever, right? So that's 100. If we say it's about a five, if we say it's about a five a sub, it's not now. It was.
It's £4.
Just as a baseline. So we use the old baseline of a five or a sub. That's 500 into Twitch, and they get 70% of that. So that's 350. They're now being cut down to only getting 50% of that. That's 100 quid a month that they're missing out on, that they were getting.
150? No, 200.
No, 350 to 250. Because it's gone from 70% to 50%.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fucking bro.
So they're taking a cut, and they're going to feel it the most because they don't have the swathes of.
No, this is the thing. To play devil's advocate on that one, though, it is only if you are above 100k a year, is it, or 100k a month? Yeah, I think it's 100k a month, isn't it? We was talking about it when we was talking about he was on about how we did this flow month. I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
I forget. This is the thing. It's people like him. I forget his fucking name, but it's him, XQC, and a couple others like Hassan and that are carrying Twitch. They are literally, because there's so many people who watch them on Twitch, who then go, "Oh, I'm an aspiring content creator. I want to stream." They go, "All right, where does XQC stream? He might raid me. Oh, I'm gonna go stream on Twitch," and so they stream on Twitch.
Yeah.
Like,
I would not be surprised if we see a lot more of those like right at the top move over to YouTube and take a following with them.
I mean, you would have thought, as it even says it in this article, with Shroud and Twitch, Shroud and Ninja signing deals to move from Twitch to Mixer when Mixer was basically dead in the water at the time, right? And even then, after those two moved, it didn't really move as much people over to Mixer as Microsoft anticipated by making these deals, which is obviously eventually why Mixer died, right?
Yeah.
But you would have thought, with the fact that two of your biggest names were willing to go, yeah, well, fuck the Twitch community, I'm moving over to Mixer. Anybody who wants to watch me and be a supporter of me as a brand, come and follow me. If not, you can stay here. I don't really care. I don't need you, kind of thing, right? I've got my bag already. You would have thought Twitch would have gone, "Oh shit, we need to make some big improvements. We need to make sure that like all these smaller like guys that could potentially be the next Ninja feel appreciated and like want to stick around." Because You
Yeah.
look at Ninja back when he was streaming Halo, when he was a Halo pro before Fortnite. He is someone the same size as like my friend Cody or Civic. Yeah, between 20, 30, 40, 50, depending on how many people are around. 20 to 40 people.
And going back, I've just done some crunching them with numbers. Going back to your union point before, right? That going from a 70-30 split to a 50-50 split is in real terms a 28.5% pay cut.
Yeah. And you think about it, it's
if that
hard
income was your main source.
That's
No
what I mean.
one's going to
It's
sit
hard-
there and go, "Oh, they're taking that." Nah,
It's
I'll just
hard
let it
enough
slide.
as it hard enough as it is to make this a stable income to where you can turn around and say, Twitch is my job, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there's a bunch of us like me who don't currently work who turn around and say, yeah, Twitch is my content creation is my full-time job at the minute, right? Because what am I doing other than looking for work that I'm like doing full-time? I'm being a dad, which is my responsibility as a father anyway.
Yeah.
But for the most part, my fiance is amazing and lets me do my own shit. Like, she takes care of the kids. So what do I do with that time? I focus everything on this to try and make something work. Not because, oh, well, I want to make money from video games. Obviously, that would be nice. But at the same time, it's because, let's say I did make it huge. What does that allow me to be? That allows me to be a stay-at-home dad, basically. So if my missus wants to go out to work, she can.
Yeah.
Or if she doesn't, like, if I make enough and she doesn't want to go out to work, she don't have to. But I am around to help her.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But can I at this point say that? No. Can most people? No. I think even when Fiend was getting like his Twitch payouts every month, he was like literally just over $100 every month. I'm fairly certain he said like $100 to $200 basically.
So it wasn't enough to.
Yeah, it's like £80 to like what 180 maybe.
Yeah,
Like, you think
it wasn't a steady wage.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You think about the hours converted, like, he's not getting paid £9.20 an hour, which is minimum wage for our age. He's getting paid a whole lot less. And do you know what would happen if he went to a company like what he works for now and they were paying him a whole lot less than £9.20 an hour? He'd get fucking HMRC involved. They would get investigated. He'd then get what he was owed. But because we're counted as self-employed, we can't do that.
And speaking of what you're owed, some people are owed a refund because they've been charged for a subscription to a channel that can't take subs.
Boom.
Yep. Twitch accidentally renews Ninja's subs despite him not actually having a subscription button. Oops. Although they're not okay, I say that they're due it. They have been awarded it. They are getting their money back. Twitch has confirmed in a response that those impacted can expect the money to be refunded imminently. So this was published on 28th of September, updated yesterday, the 29th of September. So by now, I would imagine everyone who had that sub renew has got the money back now. But the fact that this even happened in the first place raises some flags. Not that we weren't already raising flags for the downfall of Twitch.
Yeah.
Here's another one to add to the collection.
At this point, can we just like you know the poles that are outside like the European Assembly or the
Yeah.
UN the UN building out
Yeah.
in America, like Washington or wherever it is. Can we just like have that many flagpoles? Just put all these red flags up on.
Yeah.
And
This episode hasn't been a
each
particularly
one
positive
will
one
have-
for
each
Twitch,
one
has
will-
it?
I was gonna say each one will have a letter on it that just eventually spells out the downfall of Twitch. Because at this point, once we
That
have
we'll
a
have that
red
many
flag,
flags, yeah.
yeah, it's gone. And moving on, because I don't want to. I said it before.
Well,
when it
this
came
one
to-
this one isn't Twitch. This is just one of the Twitch members. But
Well, my point is, I'm
Yeah.
moving swiftly on from Ninja because after what happened with his like media outlet blackout, where he like said he was taking a break, I don't want to give him. But obviously, he doesn't need me talking about him anyway because I'm smaller. But at the same time, I don't want to waste any breath on somebody who thinks they can use like taking a break for mental health reasons as like a marketing thing to then a week later turn around and go, oh, I'm coming back now and I'm streaming everywhere.
oh no, 100%. That's not the right thing to do, and neither is this. This is most definitely what not to do.
If you don't stop
So
right
some-
now, I've
some-
seen this clip on Twitter, by the way. If you don't stop right now, 3, 2, 1, you're getting banned.
Wonderful recreation.
Well, I'm not being funny, but just looking at the goals alone, red flag, right? 100 subs a day keep the doctors away. So they fucking don't. I mean, the fact that all your shit's in dollars, I'd assume that you're in America, so maybe it does actually, because you can actually pay your fucking medical insurance with 100 subs. But oh, and then win my heart for BF season donation goal, $101 of $100.
Yeah.
So you're basically saying, look, I'm single. If you want to get in my pants, donate money, and guess what? You'll never get in my pants. And then, right? And then you go and say, what is it?
Yeah.
Did you just
don't
send
be
me
poor.
$1
What am I
USD?
gonna buy with that?
What am I gonna buy
the whole,
with that?
The point
Don't be a
isn't that you
pussy.
buy something with each donation. It's here's something. Here's what I can give, or what I'm prepared to
Don't
give.
be a pussy. Come
towards-
on, let's go.
yeah.
Don't be poor. You already did $1. Guess what? I'm literally getting 6 cents. And not the viewer's problem. Like you said, it's a look, I can afford this. I have, as we already looked when it came to, oh, I can now elevate a message in JD's channel. Apparently.
Can you?
Yeah.
Or does it come up like mine does in Naz's? Does it come up properly?
There you go. You can see what it looks like. Ineligible for all
Yeah.
others.
Yeah, I get that as well. So they must be not taking British pounds for elevated messages. They must be
Right,
taking
but
dollars.
anyway, I move back over to
Anyway.
Adam's channel because I've got 25 bits, right? I have donated bits, like I get 100 every time I do like a Twitch RPG, right? Like Bean does. Bean brings it typically, you probably do it like 50-50 now between you with you going back live again. But he typically will bring it here and just chuck me the 100 bits. It's like a look, I got these for free here, here's some support kind of thing. Which obviously
Yeah.
I appreciate. I will go with mine and go into stream because obviously I want to like spread it out. I will
Yeah.
typically go
Like 10 here, 25
Yeah.
there.
and it's typically in a response to something happening in the stream. So like the other week, I think last Hannah, somebody called Crash Potato Pie on Twitch. She is a GTA streamer, plays plays two characters. One called Cherry, who's a cop, and one called Marie. And Marie is in a relationship with one of the Mandem on NoPixel, called Vince, and obviously they're all on NoPixel, right? Well, this is the thing. Hannah is in a relationship with James, who plays Vince. So it's not just in-game relationship, which they do have, obviously, and she has had with other like males who play male characters. But she actually like went the extra, like she lives in America, he lives in the UK, and she went the extra mile to come over. And like today, I think he just ended because they're doing a duo subathon. He just ended his side of it because he's going to America today, like tonight or tomorrow. And considering the guy's got like massive anxiety to the point where his community is called Anxiety Gang, like that is a big thing for him, right? But anyway, last week she is getting a whole bunch of fucking hate, like she has done for ages. For people saying, "Oh, she's begging it, she's hanging out with a Mandem because she wants to be Mandem, begging the views, blah blah blah," like all this, that, and the other, right? All she does is sit at the block, hangs out where they all wake up, blah blah blah, like. So getting basically a shit ton of hate she didn't deserve, right? Things have been happening naturally to where she could actually be taken into the gang anyway. Now, obviously, they all had like a IRL meeting like 2-3 weeks ago for Zerka's birthday. Zerka, obviously, 1/7 for the Sidemen. He plays Tommy T, who is the leader of the Mandem. Obviously, gave her some advice, said, "Look, fucking ignore the haters and this, that, and the other." Well, somebody said something about like, "Oh, she does hang at the block." So she decided one day she was going to literally start her stream and sit at the block. I'd say, "Look, you clearly don't know my stream. You don't watch my streams if you thinking this is all I do all day." And so I just turned around and went, I think I donated like 25 bits, and I put the message as like, because I'd watched her stream the day prior or a couple of days prior, where she was trying to like learn how to drive from Vince, because Vince is pretty good at driving. Learn some rack straps from him because his nickname is Ratson, because his last name in game is Watson. So it's obviously just take the W away and put an R on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's there just like learning from him, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm only doing this until I get a phone call from my friend, and then we're gonna go and do a bank." Because the thing is, the whole hate is all she wants to do is do things with like the Mandem. She needs to like go elsewhere and make connections with other people instead of trying to force the Mandem thing. And then it's like, well, you clearly don't watch her streams because that's exactly what she's doing. Like she's, out everywhere. She's talked to Zerka or Tommy T like in character. Marie has spoken to Tommy and said, "Look, I want to be MDMA. I want to be part of the Mandem. Yeah, I'm obviously like." She didn't actually say it like that, but she said, "Can I be a hang around?" Which you never ask to be a hang around. It just you hang around, obviously, right? And then they will ask you to be like associate, which is MDMA, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously you progress into being the actual like full member. But the point is, she jokingly said that because obviously it gave her an in-game way of talking about how she feels her situation is when it comes to being a hang-around. And so obviously Tommy, knowing as Zerka like outside of character that she's been getting hate, turn around and says like, "Why are you asking that? That's stupid. You hang around anyway." Like, you know what I mean? Just basically giving her an ammunition to slap on their toes, say, "Look, shut up. Like, if the guys wanted me to leave, they'd tell me," kind of thing. And So yeah, that happened. But yeah, I then, because I'd watched that stream where she was like bettering herself with Vince and saying, "Look, I'm gonna do a bank later with a group." Like, not a single member in that group that she was going to be doing the bank with was Mandem at all. The only one even close to Mandem was her, and obviously that's because she's in a relationship with Vince. So the haters are just hating for the fact that essentially they're jealous that she is in a position that they would like to be in. So that's what I put in the text to speech with the 25 bits. And I said, look, here's a little something, because I can't, afford to do much more. But fuck the haters, ignore them. They're just jealous that you're in a position that they would love to be in, getting to know Tommy or Josh and Adam and everybody. Fuck them off, just ignore them. Like, and obviously, I get why you're sitting at the block. Like, well, they're saying I'm sitting at the block. Why don't I sit at the block? We'll just do something else. Like, she was playing other games and watching clips and stuff, reacting to obviously fill the void essentially in the content. But her main focus on the screen to this 90% of the screen was her sat at the block just chilling on a chair. So that anybody that looked and would go like, oh, she's just out of the block. So, like you said, it was not about, oh, well, it's $1. Same with Hannah, yeah? It wasn't, oh, well, yeah, you just gave me 25 bits. That's 25 cents. What am I going to do with that? It's, all right, you gave me something. I appreciate that. Oh, and you gave me some kind words. I appreciate that even more. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Long and short of it with this, be respectful to the viewers. They don't have to give you fuck all. So even if it's $1, say thank you. It's a fucking cent. Say thank you. Alternatively, I can't remember which one of the Mandem's channels, it might even be Zerka's, has it to where you have to cheer a minimum of 100, which I can understand with Zerka's, but it's probably to do with text to speech, spam thing, and it's a case of, well, you should know how to change that, and if you don't, maybe ask somebody, because setting it so it's minimum of 100 is probably not a good idea. Basically saying, people have to buy 100 bits to show you some support. But moving swiftly on.
Yeah.
To the gambling ban.
This one's on our local news outlet. Nice. Well, I say our local news outlet. It's the BBC, and we're in the UK, so it is kind of our national news outlet.
So,
anyway,
this is the thing. I get this from a standpoint of the website is accessible by kids under 18, right? But at the same time, you should be over 13 to be on Twitch. Obviously, we know there's ways around that, but that's beside the point. So Miskiff was the name we was looking for earlier.
Yes, that's the one.
But anyway, so the point, I get that, right? But maybe make it so that there is a section of the website that's only accessible to accounts that are legally over 18. Kind of thing. I get that also people being addicted to gambling and then doing gambling streams. We obviously recently had a guy called, was it Stillfist something? He scammed a bunch of people out of money. He was betting it, losing. He had a gambling problem, and then he hasn't paid any of them back. Or most, if they didn't have clout, he hasn't paid them back. If they had clout, obviously he paid them back whenever he won something. Because it's obviously if he loses their money and then doesn't pay them back, then they're gonna just give him shit, essentially. Yeah. And then obviously we had the good thing of, I think it was Miskiff and somebody else, Ludwig maybe, or it might have been XQC and Ludwig or some. Anyway, there was a couple of people that were saying, look, if you were scammed by him, reach out to us, give us proof, and we'll give you the money. Basically. So that was this whole like Twitch drama earlier this month.
Yeah.
So I get why Twitch has gone, okay, well, people should just get rid of we should just get rid of gambling because then it can't be promoted on our site and therefore it can't be a thing where content creators can go and do that. So I get why, but at the same time it's like
And
there's a degree
looking
of
through it.
There's a degree of gambling in things like fucking FIFA and Apex, so like with the pack. So
Yeah, and that's why when you take a sort of a closer look through the article and stuff, it's not gambling as a whole. It's just permanently banned and stuff. It's things like
roulette, slots, and games,
like betting, dice games,
yeah,
roulette, stuff like that. Things like poker tournaments are still there because they're like
ban includes
some of that's kind of a game of
cryptocurrency gambling
skill.
sites like Stake.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I think like streamers are still like sponsored by like Stake and stuff, and they can't just turn around and go, "Oh, I'm gonna end my sponsorship now because I can't promote it on Twitch." Like, what? Oh, okay. Moving swiftly on because like I said, I understand it. At the same time, it's kind of there's other ways they could have gone about it to make it more inaccessible for younger viewers and potentially problem.
Yeah.
Sort of
Well, you'll be pleased to know that we've run out of flags to throw at Twitch's burial site. So
yeah.
A YouTube related topic.
Essentially, I've run out of sticks of dynamite to blow up their grave.
Yeah.
Because have you ever heard that saying? Took it too far. You dug up you so far that you dug your grave, buried yourself, and then blew yourself up with dynamite. Like that.
I have not. That's interesting.
You dug yourself such a hole. You dug yourself a grave. You buried yourself, then you blew yourself up with dynamite. That was one of the things I used to say as a kid. But, yeah.
Guess they didn't make it to my class in the UK.
I'm quickly going to go through this because I really need to pee, and obviously we're close to the end of the podcast anyway.
This is the last topic, and it's
so one thing I'm going to say about this, and I'll let you like say something afterwards, Kit, is Deji going into his fight against Fusey was 0-3. Now, those fights weren't technically pro fights, right? They were head guards, like 8-ounce gloves, I think it was like a semi-pro essentially, right? And then his fight on the undercard that he did recently, where his brother fought 2 guys on one night, against Fusey, that was his first like actual pro fight. No head guards, 10-ounce gloves, everything that a proper fighter of his weight class would fight using what he fought with. Like, he was given the title of pro boxer for the fight, right? He won that. So now, obviously, people praise him because, one, he didn't give up and he kept getting back in the ring. Great for him. Yeah? A good thing.
Yep.
Not only that, he knocked Fusey out. Like, he knocked him out. He didn't just beat him.
Won by
he knocked him out.
Points. Yeah.
Right? And this is the thing. As your brother's just put in my chat, there is no way he should win against Mayweather. There is no way he should even be fighting Mayweather, right? The reason he's fighting Mayweather is the reason that Mayweather even comes out of like his quote-unquote retirement and does these exhibition fights. Is Mayweather's ran out of money, and Deji's a big name that will draw in money from
Yeah.
from a crowd that Mayweather can't appeal to. You know what I mean? He fought Colin McGregor. Why? Because Colin McGregor was an MMA fighter. He took him into a boxing ring and that brought in money. So Mayweather brought a huge amount of money. Yeah? That was a huge amount of money for both fighters. And it was like it was an exhibition. Yeah? It's like someone like KSI fighting someone like Anthony Joshua. It's a pro fighter fighting an amateur, essentially an amateur. Obviously, KSI is more trained than your average amateur and has done his last 3 fights even as a pro. Like, he fought Swarms as a pro. He fought a pro boxer in Panera who arguably looked worse than Swarms did as a pro. He fought Logan Paul in the second fight against Logan Paul as a pro, right? But and then Mayweather fought somebody else. I can't remember who it was. But again, it brought in a lot of money. I think it might have actually been like I can't remember who we last fought. It might have been somebody else who was like from the content creation space, like Logan Paul or Jake. I can't remember who it was though. But anyway, now he's going to go and fight Deji, right? Again, Deji brings in the money, right? Going into this fight, if there's a betting thing for this, you are a fool if you bet on Deji, right? But at the same time, if you do bet on Deji, you could bet £1. Yeah, I can almost guarantee you're walking out with bank if he fucking wins, because he is going to be completely the underdog. People don't just forget the three losses just because you won one. And like your brother just said, an amateur doing his pro debut against a seasoned veteran. I mean, his pro debut was against Uzi, but again, that was his pro debut, technically. So it was technically 2 amateurs against each other. Now you're talking somebody who, when he retired, quote unquote, because, you know,
never really retired.
He's only retired in the sense of he does exhibition matches, not pro matches, so that he can say, look, I'm undefeated, because he's like 20-0 or something, or 50-0. Yeah. You'd have to look up his boxing record. But he's undefeated, basically, in an actual like boxing fight. Right? So in case he loses, these don't count, essentially. Is that the way it works? That's why he's quote unquote retired, but he's not actually retired, because anytime he needs some money, a cash injection into his bank account, then he goes, right, I'm gonna come back out and fight somebody and make a bunch of money. But there you go. So that's
There's just one interesting quote.
He fought Logan.
Yeah.
Because there's the picture. And apparently Logan wants to fight Deji on the undercard of Jake fighting KSI, which would be funny, because the first time that Logan fought KSI, Jake versus Deji was on the undercard.
Yeah. And here's the thing, and that's what I'm going to say with this was the quote from the article. If he does manage to last a couple of rounds and doesn't just like get knocked out, if he does manage to last the rounds and stuff, like this quote here is just like, not everyone gets to share the ring with one of the greatest of all time, so he's just told to go in and enjoy it because you've got nothing to lose. And it's just like, it's going to benefit him in the long term when he gets in the ring with any other of the YouTube boxing scene, because he's going to be looking at them like they're nothing.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, right? There are people who have gotten in the ring with KSI, sparring him, and been surprised he can hit as hard as he can hit, right? Vidal Riley, who is a pro boxer now, used to be his coach, right? And he turned around and said the first time he started training him, it he was surprised with how, you know, hard he could hit, and that's what he just needed, the boxing coaching side of it to like put power in the right place. Now, obviously, we've seen some like messy things with. Like, if you watch the Logan Paul fight, KSI didn't fight like a boxer. He fought like a strict. Like, he forgot all the form and stuff of like actually like putting your hands in front and jabbing stuff. He just went for like wild swing. But the recent fight where he fought Swarm, knocked him out, and then fought Pineda, knocked him out, he looked like a boxer, right?
Yeah, and it's having that form that separates it from a boxing match, a sport,
but this is
and just a
the way I
brawl.
was going with that though is people will be surprised of that, getting in the ring with him and being like getting hit, right? So when it comes to Deji coming out of this, as your brothers just put in my chat, looking at them like they're nothing could prove to be an issue. It's true, yeah. If he, let's say Deji fights Mayweather, lands a couple blows, and lasts a couple rounds, like you said, and then goes into the next fight. And let's say down here where it says like Logan wants to fight on the undercard of Jake's fight against KSI, and he wants to fight Deji, right? And then he goes into the ring and like as if he's fight Logan as if Logan's nothing. That could be a problem. Now, if he uses the fight with Mayweather as a way to not look at the YouTube boxing scene as nothing, but look at them as, okay, well, this guy is obviously trained and putting the power in the right place and with the right stance, etc. Then he could actually potentially stand a chance against Logan, because Logan's a bigger guy, he's more athletic, and he's already been up against KSI, yeah? So he's already been surprised. He's not really going to get surprised by Deji. Now, if Deji can then just basically, essentially what I'm saying is if he's got, as it stands right now, if he's got like next to no athleticism, but this fight with Mayweather makes him more athletic to where he can like move and like, you know, use it as a training fight essentially, then yeah, he's played it smart. If not, and he goes into a fight with Logan, because this does happen, this fight on the undercard, whenever Jake fights KSI, then as your brothers just said in my chat, he will probably end up getting slaughtered by Logan. He could end up getting slaughtered by Logan anyway, but because of the fact that Logan, like I said, is a bigger guy, he's got a longer reach, and in theory, on paper, should slaughter Deji. But if Deji can learn from somebody like Mayweather, where he, you know, can move, like, you see big guys like Tyson Fury move quicker than you would expect them to when they're fighting in a boxing match. If Deji can use that fight with Mayweather to learn that kind of thing and elevate his game, he could be on level with fighting his brother, right? So it could be a case of where going into this potential fight, KSI beats Jake, and then Deji beats Logan, and then that sets up Deji to go, right, well, you beat me last time, Jake. My brother's just beat you. I beat your brother. Now let me fight you again.
Yeah.
And because obviously Jake has fought these big names who people haven't expected him to beat, and that's why, you know, KSI did the two fights in one night to get off the ring rust, ready for Jake. Jake has made boxing his life since he fought Deji. Yeah, he has basically embodied a professional boxer. He enjoyed doing it that much. Yeah, Logan enjoyed doing boxing that much. He tried to basically do the same thing. He ended up fighting Mayweather. People saw, you know, the crowd he could bring in. He's now a WWE wrestler. Yeah, like legit. You go and watch his podcast. He's had some WWE superstars on there, and they consider him the same as them. Like he is a WWE superstar. He's been on like Friday Night Raw and shit. Yeah, those kind of shows. I don't know. I don't watch wrestling myself. I don't know what it's all about. But he is a wrestler, right? So if this potential like fight and undercard happens, that could be the ideal thing for Deji to turn around and go, like, if he does beat Logan, look, let me have a second chance at Jake, because now I've proven myself. Jake has proven himself up until this point, but then he's got beat down by my brother. So now it just makes sense that, you know, Jake beat me before, so he should beat me again, but I've improved a hell of a lot. So let's do a second, like, let's do a rematch kind of thing.
Yeah. And it does sound like that's sort of what they're all going for. It's just trying to keep,
it's a
keep the cards
it's a storyline, which is what you need in these kind of things. The reason that WWE has stood the test of time as long as it has is because, yes, a lot of the stunts that the people do are real and they get injured and etc. etc. But for the most part, the actual like hate between like one wrestler and another, a lot of it is fake. You know, they don't hate each other. It's a story, and that's what they're telling.
Like, yeah, they tell a story sort of around their.
The Rock has said this. The Undertaker said this. Like a lot of the hate that you will see in a WWE match is just for the match, and they actually ain't like each other and go out for drinks and stuff afterwards. You know what I mean? There's only certain times where like Stone Cold hated The Rock at one point, Cena hated The Rock at one point, and then The Rock went back to wrestling, beat Cena, and then went back to doing acting, and then Cena was like, okay, now I see where, like, because they obviously talked after the match, he goes, now I see where The Rock's coming from. He's elevated himself to the point where now it's easier for me to go from being a wrestler when my body can no longer take this to being an actor, and it's all because of the road that he paved.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the storylines is what you want with regards to sports like this. And now I'm conscious that we're getting really close to 10 o'clock and finishing time, so we are going to go and raid. I don't think there's anybody else that I want to raid other than Adam, so we are going to raid Adam.
Okay.
Yeah, we are. So I am going to marker the stream right there. For when we can cut it. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching on YouTube and listening on the podcast platform. If you've enjoyed, don't forget to hit YouTube with the script. The podcast thing normally have some way to save the podcast to your library.
Yeah, so you save it to your library, follow it, or you subscribe, or you just
that kind of thing.
Or even if you're just on the web and you bookmark.
Yeah. And
anyway, you can get back here too.
Yeah, and if you do enjoy it on any of those other platforms and you do want to go and follow the others, obviously my name's Trevor Swan. Find it on my YouTube channel, and we are live every 2 Saturdays. So obviously today is the 1st. The next one won't be till the 15th. I think it is. Work out as the 15th. Was it?
Yeah, it's every 14 days, so 14
Yeah, so every 14 days, basically, we are live for the podcast. Obviously, I do my own natural stream on my channel. If you want to watch those as well, more than welcome. Thank you very much for watching. You can also check out Kit at Enrage Kitsune, all one word on Twitch.
So
go on.
Links will be links will be all over the place. But if you want to come and visit our channels and come and say hi when we're doing our thing, we've got twitch.tv/intrepidus1, and we have enrage37.1.
Yeah. So with that said, that is the end of the podcast. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Bye.